How about that? Awesome. Thank you for your patience, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our UC International Services panel presentation. We're really pleased that you could join us this morning and are excited that you've chosen to further your education at UC. My name is Lori Blanton. I work for UC International Services as an assistant director for our student services and support team. Today's session will include both pre-recorded videos and a live panel presentation. I want you to meet Kelly, Becky, and James first. So James, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm James. I'm the Associate Director for UC International Services, and we are excited that you're here today. Thank you for coming in and choosing UC.
Rebecca?
Hello, I'm Rebecca Jewell. I'm an international student advisor, so I'm sure I'll see lots of you. And yeah, welcome to UC and maybe even the US for the first time.
Great. Kelly?
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly Plazabat. I am a program coordinator and academic success liaison in UC International Services. Welcome.
All right. We're going to answer your questions regarding your immigration status and your options and rights as an international student here in the US. We're going to connect you to campus and community resources that will help keep you informed and share event and workshop details that will help you thrive at UC and feel part of our Bearcat family. Additionally, today we welcome Amanda and Michael from University Health Services, who will discuss student health appointments, vaccines, and any kind of current COVID protocols. And we have Zachary from Student Health Insurance, who's going to give you some details on student health insurance policies and who to contact for questions. Following this presentation, we're going to have two simultaneous breakout sessions, one on student success or tips for student success at a U.S. university, and the other for on-campus employment for international students. We'll post those links in the chat at the end of this main session.
Some general reminders for the session today. This will be an informational session with opportunities for you to ask questions. For this first section that will take about the next 30 minutes, we'll present you with a lot of information, and this will be an engaging mix of videos and live conversations. So please excuse any technical difficulties that we may experience as we switch between these elements. During these informational sessions, you should be muted and keep your video off. Please save your questions for the question and answer portion that we'll conduct at the end of the presentation. You can put questions in the chat at any time, and we'll answer those during the Q&A as well. Very specific or personal questions should be emailed to us, and we will drop our email into the chat. If for any reason you get disconnected, the sessions will be recorded for viewing again, and we'll provide links via the weekly UCI services newsletter. If you still have more questions and don't want to ask them here today, you're more than welcome to visit our office Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or email us. Remember again that there'll be two breakout sessions following this main presentation, and links to those sessions will be made available in the chat box following this main session. So I'm going to go ahead and play our first video. So let me get that ready to be shared.
Welcome to the University of Cincinnati. As an international student, you are a valued member of our global community here at UC.
Today, we are going to introduce you to a little bit of your home away from home, which is UC International.
So UC International is comprised of 4 units. We have our planning department,
Study abroad,
international admissions,
and international services.
Everyone is here to help you throughout your educational journey at UC.
So let's go check in with our staff at UC International and see how they can help you along the way. UC International is on the 7th floor at Edward Center 1.
Whenever you have questions or concerns, you can always find help here.
Follow us.
And we'll go take a look.
the University of Cincinnati. My name is Ron Cushing, and I'm the Director of UC International Services. On behalf of our office and the entire university community, I want to welcome you to the University of Cincinnati. We are honored that you've decided to pursue your educational objectives with us, and we're going to do everything we can to ensure that your experience here is a positive one. We know that your decision to study in the United States and here at UC was made after months, if not years, of hard work, dedication, and tough decisions by you and your family. You need to understand that the challenge you are about to embark upon is going to be a difficult one, but it will also be rewarding. Our office is going to help you meet those challenges and obtain those rewards. You should know that you're joining a very large and exciting international community. You're going to be part of more than 3,000 enrolled international students from more than 100 different countries from across the world. UC International Services is responsible for making sure that you understand all the rules and regulations that you need to follow as an international student and providing you with the proper authorizations along the way. While you're studying, you're going to need to travel. Many of you are in programs that involve co-op or capstones that require work assignments during your stay. You may change your degree level or your program of study. Some of you may have dependents who need to come and be with you. There's a whole host of immigration regulations you need to follow, and we're going to make sure you understand those rules and provide you with the proper authorizations. We have highly trained staff who are available to help answer all of your questions, and we encourage you to contact us when you need help. Please make sure you address all immigration and visa questions to our office. Don't ask your friends, don't ask your college advisor or your departmental advisor. Make sure all visa and immigration questions are addressed to our staff. We also provide you with a host of programming activities during your stay here. Certainly during the first few weeks, you're going to be invited to participate in a lot of welcome and arrival activities. And then throughout your stay, we are going to provide you with opportunities to engage in programs that will help you learn about U.S. culture, the university, the city of Cincinnati, and the U.S. in general. I can assure you that the students who take advantage of those opportunities are the students that leave here with the most positive experiences. So please take advantage of those programs when you have the opportunities. So welcome to UC. We look forward to helping you obtain all of your personal and academic objectives.
As Ron mentioned, UC International is here mainly for immigration advising and student support.
Let's check in with some of our international advisors and learn from them all that we can about keeping up to date your visa.
All right, so I guess I'm up next. Is this right, Lori? All right, yeah, great. Well, again, my name is James Tannen with UC International Services, and welcome to UC. We are very excited that you've chosen UC and you've decided to come to UC to pursue your goals and your futures. While you're here, our office, again, as Mr. Cushing indicated, are here to provide you with immigration support and tax support, as well as some of the fun programs and activities that we're going to provide to you while you're here. In the chat, we just posted our website, our email address, and our phone number where you can contact us. We are here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., except for when the university is officially closed for either a holiday or for bad weather. What we're going to do today in this first part of the session is go over some very basic immigration details for you that will help you navigate some of the rules and regulations that you have to be aware of while you pursue your studies and your degree. But again, if any time you have questions, please do get hold of us. Our website is there all the time with very thorough details, or you can give us a call during those business hours or send us an email. Or if you prefer an in-person conversation, as I know some of you may want to do that, we always have an advisor on call throughout the day where you can come in and ask your questions about your immigration status. Becky?
Hello, everyone. So you will find most of our services start with iBearcats Global. It's that website that you've been using to like get your I-20s. So before arriving on campus, you've been logging in using the new student option at the bottom, which asks for your M number, a PIN, and your date of birth. It's extremely important that you complete the pre-arrival checklist if you haven't already done so after arriving in the US. And this is how we process your immigration record. Not completing it could put your status in jeopardy, so we do not want that. Likewise, it's a requirement of your immigration status to keep our office updated with your local address and phone number. You need to do that within 10 days of that change. These can be updated in Catalyst under the My Profile tile. Your address here in Cincinnati should be updated using the mailing address option. You can find examples on how to correctly format a U.S. address in the pre-arrival checklist under the mandatory personal information tab. After arriving in the U.S. and completing the pre-arrival checklist, you will need to start logging into iBearcats Global using the current student login, which is like the full services login, which will then ask for your UC username and password, just like your UC email account. And then you'll see the full range of services that we, like all the e-forms that we offer. Let's see. Immigration rules can change often and be confusing, never more so than during the pandemic that we've all been experiencing. So we're here today to try and make this a bit more clear about what's expected of you in the spring 2023 semester and beyond.
Yeah, and so some of those rules were going to concern your enrollment. So for example, if you are an undergraduate student studying for an associate's or a bachelor's degree, you must be enrolled for at least 12 credit hours. If you are a graduate student, someone pursuing a master's or a PhD, you must be enrolled for at least 10 credit hours per semester. Now, online courses are possible. Only 3 credits or 1 course of online credit will count towards that 12 and 10 credit hour minimum that you have to be enrolled for. So you can enroll for more online credits if you wish, but only 3 credit hours of online credit are going to qualify you to meet that 12 credit hour full-time requirement or that 10 credit hour full-time requirement. Courses that are marked as online or MD, mostly distanced, are considered online courses. So when you see those in Catalyst, make sure to do the math very carefully. Now, at some point, if you need to take fewer credits because maybe you're experiencing an academic difficulty or you have a medical situation that's preventing you from being enrolled full-time, please submit the reduced course load e-form in iBearcats Global. There are certain things that can be permitted for you to drop below full-time. The Immigration Service will allow that, but please fill in the e-form before you drop your classes. We must approve that e-form, and then also maybe talk to you a little bit about what's going on so you can ensure your success over the long term.
Next up, your I-20, which is that 3-page document that we sent you that you use to enter the United States. So that identifies who you are and what you're doing in the US. For example, it shows the school you're studying at and the degree you're pursuing. It also tells you and us how much time you have left to complete that degree. If you're going to change your plan, go to a different major or degree level, or if you need more time, then you'll need a new I-20. That also includes if you were to go to another university transferring from us, that other university would need to provide you with a new I-20. You can do most of these things by requesting them through iBearcats Global, and this is especially important if you need more time. You would need to submit an extension request before your current I-20 expires. Keep in mind, however, that it's okay for your F1 or J1 visa stamp in your passport to expire since it's only used for entry into the United States. You would not be required to renew it unless you were planning on traveling internationally. In which case you would need to go to a U.S. embassy or consulate, ideally in your home country. You can't, unfortunately, renew the entry visa inside of the United States. It is possible to renew your passport, though, within the United States via your home country's embassy or consulate. And as part of maintaining your immigration status, you always need to keep a current unexpired passport.
Now, travel signatures. At some point, you may want to go home and meet mom and dad or your family and friends overseas. So this means that you'll need a travel signature on page 2 of your I-20. If If you look at page 2 of your I-20, you'll see that there's some spaces there near the bottom for some signatures, and there's some blanks there at the moment. This is where we're going to sign your I-20 for travel. Now, guess where you can get a travel signature? That's right, iBearcats Global. We have an e-form there called the Travel Signature Request e-form. So as soon as you have your travel arrangements made, you know when you're leaving the country and when you're coming back, please fill in the Travel Signature Request e-form in iBearcats Global. Everything that we do here typically takes 5 business days. So the sooner you can submit this when you have your travel plans, the better. Please don't leave this until the last minute. You know, we get a lot of requests for travel signatures throughout the year. We'll do our best to get to it as soon as we can. But then also make sure if you have your travel plan set, go ahead and submit the e-form.
So a lot of you may be interested in pursuing on-campus employment, and for F1s and J1 students, you can work on campus up to 20 hours per week during the academic year, so fall and spring semesters, and then more than 20 hours per week during official university breaks such as summer, spring, or winter breaks. When you have been, when you've been offered an on-campus job, whether it's UC office or a non-UC employer such as food services, then we also ask that you log into iBearcats Global, and we have an employment eligibility verification and onboarding e-form, and that will help you complete the hiring process. You may have also heard of optional practical training, which is also known as OPT, or curricular practical training, which is CPT. Those are types of off-campus work authorization, and they help you obtain practical experience for the stuff you're learning in your degree program. Most of you may not need these or may not qualify for them in your first academic year, but as you get further into your academic career, we have details, like further details on those work authorizations on our website and in iBearcats Global.
Now, finally, taxes. This can be very confusing for Americans, let alone international students. We try in our office to make this as straightforward as we possibly can. The only thing you need to be worried about right now is that understand that every year, each international student and their dependents, their family members, have to file something called a return, which is you're returning a report to the US government of how much you earned, how much you got taxed, and how much you should have been taxed. Some of you won't have any US income, but there's still something you need to fill in. Don't worry about this right now. We will send out details every year via your UC email address on how you can get help with using software, some meeting with some volunteers to help you file that annual report. And we always have several months to get that report filed. Now, if you are going to start work on campus, at some point, you're going to start paying taxes on your employment. As you go through the on-campus employment onboarding process, we will then guide you also on how to fill in the correct forms so you are taxed correctly, because that's very important. Now, we hope that everything is wonderful for you this semester. We hope you settle in well with your classes and your housing's okay and everything else is going well. If at any point you have any questions whatsoever of an immigration or of a tax nature, or if you're just a little confused about where to go on campus to get assistance with a particular situation, please do contact us. We're here for that purpose. And so our website, our email address and phone number was posted earlier, and I'm sure we'll post it again and again throughout this presentation. But again, welcome to UC. We are certainly very happy that you're here, and please let us know if you have any questions whatsoever. And good luck to you.
I think it's time for our next video. Sorry about the audio on that last one. I think I got it to be louder now. So I'm gonna share our next video and let me know if this is better with the audio. Sorry, just a second. It looks like it went away. You can't see my screen, can you?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Do you see internet?
The UC International website is filled with tons of resources and information about your visa, the university, and more. If you ever have a question or want to know where to go, consider our website your first stop. However, much of the way you'll interact with our office involves using our online system, iBearcats Global. Up until this point, you've probably been using the limited services. Now you can use the full services for students and scholars to submit e-forms, make requests, and more. Sagar, an international student in engineering, was on co-op last semester. In order to do co-op, he had to get authorization for CPT. Let's hear his advice about how to work with our office to get CPT authorization.
For the CPD process, I think it has been really helpful keeping in touch with UC International. I definitely think it's a learning curve. You kind of need to understand how the CPD process works. So my first few times, I would say I wasn't sure what to do. So what I did was I set up an appointment with the immigration officer. Within 2 days, you can get the appointment. You can go and talk to them about any questions you have. After submitting the request on iBearcats Global, usually what I do is follow up next day with them over the phone, just calling the reception office, and they're pretty responsive. Even if there's a delay, they would let you know that we'll get to you by in 2 days or 3 days, and it's been pretty smooth process. In general, they were really helpful and friendly in answering all the questions I have. Hey, Bearcats! Welcome to you. See.
In addition to the immigration services that we provide, UC International also provides a welcoming, inclusive, and safe space for international students. We can give you resources, strategies, and tools to help you accommodate to life at UC and in Cincinnati. Here's just a small example of the events that we've put on in years past.
I think the favorite part interacting with UC International and all the community around here was knowing someone from a country in Europe is equal to like traveling through their eyes and understanding how their country is. So that was really precious, I think.
iPals to me is where you can make friends from around the world and also learn their experiences, share your experiences as well, along with we support and help each other along the ways. My freshman year, I wish I learned about iPals, how I could have made all the friends I have now earlier on and all the opportunities I could have joined before as well.
I think one advice I would like to give international students would be to get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes things can be very frustrating and it could be a lot of work. But once you step out, try to learn about new things, try to learn about the culture in the US, it just starts becoming more and more beautiful, and it comes easier to, like make new friends and just understand the differences we have and just embrace it together.
Okay, thank you, Kelly, for sharing the video, and apologies for the dark spots and some of the sound issues. It's Zoom, it's where we are. So again, Kelly and I work for UC International Services, and we're here to provide social and academic support so that you have a really holistic and positive experience at UC. Our team, in addition to me and Kelly, includes Katie and 2 graduate assistants. We will communicate with you through Instagram, Facebook, Campus Link, and our weekly newsletter. If you aren't following us on social media, we really encourage you to start today. The weekly newsletter will show up in your UC inbox on Tuesdays. Katie does oversee mailing the newsletter. It's going to include immigration updates and a lot of UCI event listings. We also put in some campus and community resources and events. So you should read it thoroughly each week. Don't put it in your spam folder. Events, workshops, and meetups this spring will be mostly in person. Information on how to attend our events and access resources will be shared again via social media, Campus Link, and our weekly newsletter. In the video, one of the students mentioned our IPALS group. IPALS are international partners and leaders. They include domestic, international students, grads, and undergrads, and will be on hand at our events to extend a peer-to-peer welcome to you and are available for your questions. Reach out to them. They're a great resource. You should be able to identify them by IPALS t-shirts and smiling faces.
UC International also focuses on providing academic support for international students. So I serve as the academic support liaison for UC International, and I can help connect you with your academic advisor or professors, provide academic workshops on topics that you might be unfamiliar with, and connect you to campus resources to ensure that you can be successful academically at UC. UCI hosts a weekly English conversation group every Thursday evening that you might like to attend as well. It is a casual and fun opportunity to improve and practice English language skills or act as a conversation partner to help others. Information about how you can join the group will appear in our newsletter, and it's another good way to meet new people. We'd like to encourage you to reach out to us with any questions and remind you again how you can get in touch. Our office is open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 in Edwards Center 1, Suite 7148. And we'll post all this in the chat again, but you can call us as well at 513-556-4278 or email us. And finally, our website also has a wealth of information where you can probably find answers to a lot of your questions.
Okay, I think we're ready to move on with our University Health Services people. And Amanda and Michael, I apologize that I didn't allow you to introduce yourselves at the beginning. So here's your chance to make up for that, and to go ahead and give us your presentation. And Amanda, you are muted.
There you go. Sorry, it wasn't allowing me to unmute myself. I think you had to give me permission. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Donor. I am the program manager with University Health Services, and Dr. Holliday is our medical director. He's here with me. We're going to present on. I'm kind of going to go over who University Health Services is, what services we offer you, and how we can help you. And then I'm going to get into some details on immunization requirements, because as international students, you do have specific immunization requirements that you need to meet. And then Dr. Holliday is going to jump in and kind of just go over some resources on staying healthy, and how you can kind of advocate for yourself throughout your time here at UC and how we can help you do that. So I think, Dr. Holliday, you can go ahead and introduce yourself before I get started.
Okay, great. Thanks everyone for having me. Sorry, it's echoing a little bit. I'm Mike Holliday, I'm the medical director of University Health Services, and I'm glad to be here and share a little bit about what we do and how you all can stay healthy.
So, Lori, will I be able to I have permissions to share my screen, correct?
Yes, I believe so. If you don't, give me a shout out and I'll make you a co-host.
Yeah, it says host disabled attendee screen sharing.
All right, let me see if I can get that for you. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
All right, that should take care of it. Are you able to now?
Yes.
Good, great.
Okay, do you guys see my screen? Great. Okay, I will get started. Okay, so our location and hours. So we are located on main campus in the Lidner Athletic Center. I have a photo of it here. It's the big white building with all the triangle windows. We're located right next to Nippert Stadium, if you're familiar with that. We're on the 3rd floor of that building, and we're here every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, except 9:30 to 5 on Wednesdays. We are not open on weekends or evenings. This is not like an urgent care type situation. It's not walk-ins. We are by appointment, and we're here every weekday, 8:30 to 5. We do have, I'll go back to that. We do have a location on the medical campus as well. If any of you are in programs over there or spend time over on the medical campus. It's not on here just because that's not very common, but we are in the Holmes building over on the medical campus as well. So briefly, I'm going to go over some services. I think Dr. Holliday will get into this more as well. But we offer a variety of different services here, from primary care services. That would include sick and well visits, women's health and gender health, immunizations. We do offer mental health services, so that will include counseling and psychiatry. We do have a lab here for any blood work that you might need done, dermatology. We do have an on-site pharmacy so that you can get prescriptions filled here. We do have radiology, so if you were to need any x-rays or anything like that. And then we do provide travel health services, and we do provide telehealth services as well. So if it is more convenient for you to have a telehealth visit with your provider versus coming in person. So I have listed here, I'm not going to get into all of these, but a long list of immunizations that are available at UHS. So we offer every immunization that you're required to have for the university. We offer that. You can get all of that done here. And then in addition, we have these other immunizations. Some people need these for travel purposes. Some people might need these for maybe if you're in some kind of health sciences program and you need something additional for your program, or just, you know, in your personal life, you want some other kind of immunization. We do offer all of these. We do offer TB testing and urine drug screens as well. So now I'm going to get into immunization compliance. So you are required, there are required immunizations for all incoming undergraduate and graduate students on all campuses. Those are listed below. So that would include a TB test, hepatitis B, measles, mumps, rubella, meningococcal, your Tdap, and your varicella or chickenpox. And then listed below are strongly recommended but not required. So that would include both COVID and flu. And then there's just the required. So I'm going to leave this list up while I speak to that. But again, and I can share this presentation with you. You guys can send it out to all the students. This information is also listed on our website. So you can go there to reference everything that you're required to have. You'll also find the immunization form that you're able to fill out. So why are you required? These are university set requirements, and the university sets these requirements in order to protect the health of individual students and the campus community as a whole. Infectious diseases are a particular concern at universities due to a large number of students living studying and working together. There have been outbreaks that have occurred on campuses across the US, and these requirements for the university are based upon reviews of national, state, and local recommendations and guidelines. So as far as your tuberculosis screening, every international student is required to complete a tuberculosis screening upon arrival. This is mandatory. So the process is upon arrival, you will call UHS, our phone number is listed here, for an appointment for a TB screening. Once you call for an appointment, you'll be required to sign up for a UC Health MyChart account. It's like an electronic medical record, and you'll be helped through that and guided through that. At your appointment, you'll fill out a TB screening questionnaire. Depending on the responses to that questionnaire, you will have a blood draw. It's a QFT to test for latent or active tuberculosis. So the deadline for completing that TB screening is 3 weeks from the start of classes, which this semester will be January 24th. And then MedProc. So MedProctor is the third-party system that we use to manage all of the required immunization proofs and TB screening proofs. You do not have to pay for this process. You will receive a notification from MedProctor to your UC email address with instructions for setting up an account. If you happen to delete that email by accident or miss it, you don't have to have that email. You can log into MedProctor and just use your UC email address and set up your account that way. But students must upload proof of immunizations to MedProctor. So all those immunizations that I listed in the previous slide that you're required to have, those you need to show proof of those by uploading that to the MedProctor system. So once you get in there, we highly recommend using the standardized form that's available within MedProctor. It's also available on our website. So real quick, I'll go through the steps. You can go to our website, review the required immunizations. You'll respond to the invitation sent by MedProctor to your email address, and you'll register for an account. Once you've registered for an account, you'll download and print the standardized form. You can make an appointment with your medical provider or here with us at UHS to acquire all of the required immunizations. Your provider can also go over any immunizations that you've had previously and determine what you still need and how you can fully meet all those requirements. So you'll get all that done, and then you'll have your medical provider complete, sign, and stamp the immunization form, and then you'll just upload that form to your MedProctor account. They will notify you of any outstanding items. Deadline for that. So for this semester, the deadline will be February 27th, 2023. So to be clear, your TB testing must be done by January 24th. The February 27th deadline is referring to uploading proof of all your other immunizations to MedProctor. And then questions, if you have questions about MedProctor and the system itself, if you're having issues with that, you can go to their website. They do have a support chat feature at the bottom of their webpage where you can actually chat with a live person working there, and they should be able to help you work out your issue. If you have questions about immunizations and immunization compliance itself, you can contact us, and there are a few different ways listed here. You can visit our website. You can email us at uhstracking@ucmail.uc.edu. And that email address is monitored by a real person, a nurse who works here, so she can help answer any kind of medical questions you might have as far as your immunizations and what you already have, what you still need. And then if you would like to speak to someone, you can call us and select option 1 to speak to a nurse, and they can help you in that way. Dr. Holliday's going to jump in now and go over his things, and then I have a few COVID resources at the very end I'll go over.
All right, thanks, Amanda. If ever, go ahead and mute yourself. I think there might be a little bit of an echo there. Okay, great. All right, thank you. So I wanted to talk to you about how to stay healthy in just a couple of minutes. So this is not the whole picture, obviously, but the first part we'll talk about how to access services at UHS, expand on what Amanda talked about, and then also just how you can stay healthy from a preventative standpoint. And there's a lot of other resources on campus to help you with that. So getting the help that you need when it comes to emergencies, and of course, there's a long list of potential emergencies, but these are some examples. You know, if you're short of breath just at rest, you're passing out, severe bleeding, things like that. The best thing to do is to call 911 if you think that it's a true emergency, or go to your nearest emergency room. Probably the nearest emergency room here is the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, UCMC. It's been in the news lately because of Damar Hamlin, but that's where a great emergency room is there. If you're not sure, you're not sure if it's emergency, you need more guidance, the best thing to do is to call our office. Again, that same number, I believe it's option 1, but you'll be able to hear when you call, and you'll be able to speak with the triage nurse during office hours. If it's after hours and on the weekends, there's a provider who's always on call. And if you think there's an issue that can't wait until the next day and you're really concerned, by all means, give us a call. Next slide. And then when you speak with the triage nurses, they will help you after they've talked with you about your concern, getting a couple key details. They'll help you find the care that you need. This might be emergency care, and that does happen sometimes, where we recommend that you go to the emergency room or call 911. Sometimes that could be an urgent appointment at UHS, University of Health Services. There are some times where we don't have adequate appointments for the entire day. I know it's surprising that we can't accommodate all 45,000 students or so. So during times of really peak demand, like all healthcare offices, we can struggle with access. If that does happen, we'll give you other options. There's a couple of urgent cares that are in the area. One is called the Little Clinic. There's also a Christ Hospital urgent care, which is a pretty good one, not too far away. And then, of course, the emergency room if it's more of an emergency. But I would say that's not typical. Usually, we can get people within a day or two, and sometimes we offer some advice on home care as well. So getting the help you need in terms of routine care. So this is what you think of as a doctor's office, right? So if you have a routine healthcare need, give us a call, make an appointment. And this might be a new problem that's not been diagnosed yet. And this is quite common in a young, healthy population. So this would be things like rashes, maybe musculoskeletal injuries from working out in the gym, a respiratory illness, which is unfortunately very common lately, or some other kind of issue like that, headache, whatever. Some people have an established problem that they need to have followed up. So they've got high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, maybe migraine headaches that need attention. And then there's preventative services as well, such as pap smear, screening for cervical cancer, immunizations, and the like. In terms of mental health, UHS, we partner with Counseling and Psychological Services, also known as CAPS, by providing additional mental health resources. This includes some counseling and medication management by both psychiatry and primary care providers. So it is common in the US for primary care providers to prescribe certain medicines, particularly if it's fairly straightforward, such as anxiety, depression. But thankfully, we do have our psychiatry colleagues to help us, and we've got pretty good access to those professionals. Next. In terms of dental and vision care, this is a big question we get. You can get additional insurance coverage for these services. And this is a link that's available on the insurance page, the student health insurance page. There's also a low-cost dental cleaning option at the Blue Ash Dental Hygiene Clinic if you want to just get a cleaning. And now I'll talk briefly about how to stay healthy. This is information, might be a review for all of you, but this is in response to a lot of questions that I get from students. So the first thing I would say is check out the UC Student Wellness Center page. They have a long list of resources on a lot of topics for both physical and mental health. And they include a lot of topics I don't mention here, such as substance use, alcohol, things like that. Next. So I'm going to break this down into EAT move, sleep, and connect. Next. The eating one is pretty simple. This is a great quote from Michael Pollan. Eat food that is, you could recognize it as actually food, like that's broccoli and that's, whatever. So not in a box, if possible. Not too much, and mostly plants. And that's a great summary of a healthful diet. And when you see a lot of different recommended diets, they all come into some version of that. So less processed foods, more whole foods, and more plant-based foods as opposed to animal products. Next. Unfortunately, it's not always that simple. We know that college students are a big group of people that struggle with food insecurity. So some studies say around 30% of people have a hard time getting the food that they need to be healthy. This might be more in the international student population, in particular in the first year. So one study from Texas showed that up to 40% of students in their first year from an international study had difficulty finding the food that they wanted. So there's a couple of options. One is right here. It's called the Bearcat Pantry, and there's food, toiletries, and things that are available to students. And then there's another resource that I really like. It's called findhelp.org. And when you open that up, there's a box for the zip code. So I just put in 45221, and then you can look at all the different options for support for food. And I've referred patients to this in the past, and it's been quite helpful. In terms of moving, trying not to be sedentary, which is hard when you have all these studies to do and your hours are crazy, but getting creative, trying to move your body, trying to do some resistance activity if you can as well. This is a resource from a health collaborative that I'm involved in amongst all the medical schools in the state. And it's a great summary of how to get more active. Next. And of course, I should mention that we have an awesome rec center, so they're helpful as well. Next, in terms of sleep, so this is Matthew Walker. He's a well-known researcher on sleep. This is a neat quote from him. Another quote is that good night's sleep is the bridge from despair to hope. So a lot of things happen when we sleep, and this is one of the best resources I found just on how to get a good night's sleep. Most of the medicines we use for sleep don't work really well. The best things that work are more behavioral, so check that out. And then next, I think this is my last slide. So in terms of connecting, I think that means connecting with yourself in a caregiving way, compassionate way, and also connecting with others. The Calm app is something that is available to you, and that's a link on how to get signed up through your UC email. And then CAPS, of course, is a great resource. They've got group sessions that are very topical, and I think a lot of people can find their niche there to get some help in terms of their mental health. And that's all I have.
All right, and real quick, I'm going to just finish with, I will be sure to share this presentation, Lori, with you so that you can share with all the students, so you guys can have access to all of those links that Dr. Holliday included for all those valuable resources. Lastly, COVID. So I'm just going to share these COVID resources. The UC Public Health website is where you should go to check for the most up-to-date COVID protocols for the university. And then the UC COVID check email address is where you can email any COVID related concerns. So that would include vaccines or testing, quarantine. And then, so UHS is currently offering the COVID-19 vaccine. That would include starting your vaccine series or your booster shot. To make an appointment, you would just call us. Our number is listed here, select option 2. If you have been partially or fully vaccinated in your home country and you have questions about next steps or additional doses, you can call us and select option 1 and speak to one of our triage nurses, and they can give you guidance about what would be the appropriate next step for you. So that is all we've got. If you want to save questions till the end, we can answer questions whenever, now or at the very end. But that is all. And again, I'll be sure to share this presentation so you guys can have all the links to all of these items.
Thank you so much. That was very informative and helpful. And I believe now we might turn to Zach from Student Health Insurance. And he is saying he is still can't unmute. Let me find you and try to unmute you again.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay. I just tried to do it. All right. I can share my screen here for you. I know we're on limited time here, Lori. I know 9:30 was the end of this, so don't think I can get through everything. But if you need to cut me off at any time, just let me know.
All right. We've got presentations that will be starting at 9:30. So definitely include your contact details and how students can reach out to you if they need to.
Sure. Yeah, of course. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat once you cut me off here. Can everyone see this?
Yes.
Okay, great. So as Lori mentioned, I'm with Student Health Insurance. I'm the program coordinator. Our contact information will be found on our website. It's through the College of Medicine. So it's just med.uc.edu/student health insurance. This is basically our one-stop center for insurance related questions and concerns. So any answers that you can find regarding student health insurance, you can find on this website. It has information for University Health Services, which Amanda highlighted as well, along with their hours. And then our information is located here. Leanna is our program manager. We have contact to this information usually between 8 and 5 p.m. So if you contact us anytime, please give us a call. If we don't answer, leave us a voicemail message. We are getting a higher number of phone calls just with the semester beginning. So we do ask that you contact us first via the student health insurance email. It is the quickest way for us to get answers across for any students that have any questions. So on this website, which I will put in the chat here for you, this has all of our up-to-date information on the homepage. Regarding pharmacy hours, I'll have to update this since we're past the holiday, but we are with a new process for the start of this policy year. So starting from that fall semester, United Healthcare is the student health insurance policy. When you sign up for the insurance, you'll be receiving a welcome email regarding how to access your account, how to log in. And then basically information on claims, so visits that you've had, explanation of benefits, which is basically a detail of how the insurance covered the visits that you had, and then how to find who is in network under the insurance so you get the best available cost. In addition to that, there are telehealth services under the student health insurance. So that is going to be your typical phone or video visit. Those are covered at 100% when you go through Healthiest You. So the link is available here as well. And they do have a phone number in case perhaps the clinic on campus has limited hours, or if they are full during that week that you want to schedule that appointment. You can go through telehealth as well. Now, for any student that is full-time, which with the student health insurance is considered 6 or more credit hours or a co-op, health insurance is a requirement. So that may qualify for most students that are in this meeting. But if you are taking 6 or more credit hours or a co-op, you do either need to sign up for the health insurance, or you need to waive it with your own private insurance plan. That may not apply to a majority of students here. So I will assume that student insurance will be a requirement for everyone here. But if you do not have 6 or more credit hours or a co-op, so if you're taking less than that, then it is not a requirement to have health insurance, and you are exempt from this requirement. Now, if you do require the insurance, you do have to enroll into the student health insurance. So a majority of you will have an indicator placed on your account under your task list with Catalyst. This has the specific steps to make sure that your coverage is activated, because while you are required to have the health insurance, you do need to go through these steps to enroll to ensure that your coverage begins in time. So this spring semester started on January 1st. So we are past that at this point. But once you enroll via your task, that'll backdate to the 1st of January for you.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there, Zach. I'm sorry,
Sure.
we're right at 9:30.
course.
I apologize to everyone that we don't have enough time for questions. I do want to be sure that you make it over to our special sessions on success at a U.S. university and the other one on international on-campus employment. And we will put the links to those sessions in the chat. Kelly, can you get those in the chat for me?
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate that. And I do want to thank all of our panel members today. Really appreciate, especially University Health Services and Zach. I'm sorry that we cut you off. Appreciate your information. If you guys will go ahead and put your contact details again once more in the chat, we'll leave the space open so that students can still see it. And yeah, I wish everybody a great start to the spring semester. Once again, welcome to UC. We're so pleased that you're here. And we look forward to meeting you and helping you and supporting you as you make your journey here at the University of Cincinnati. So thanks again. The academic success tips and the employment links are there. If you have any questions, direct those directly to our offices, and we will be very happy to answer those questions. Thanks again, and yeah, best of luck. You guys can exit the room, and I'm going to stick around just for a few minutes so that everybody has a chance to grab those numbers. And to get to those breakout sessions. We have quite a few people still in the space. Is everybody having success at joining the other breakout presentations and collecting the information that's in the chat? I'm going to leave the room open for about 1 more minute, and then I'll close it for all of us. Again, all of the contact information is available in our chat, and the links to our presentations on employment and academic success tips are also in the chat. You might have to scroll up just a little bit to get there. Kelly posted those at 9:30. And finally, thank you once more for joining us. We will post this presentation and the 2 breakout presentations probably later today on our YouTube channel. And we will give you directions to those presentations on our website. Thanks a lot. Bye now.